We've got Declan Rice with us, and sorry, Dec, we have to start with that because, I mean, it shocked quite a lot of us. I don't know how you made what you made of that decision. Tricky for you. It's tricky for you as a player, isn't it?
Listen, we had one with Maxwell Cornet at Stamford Bridge, so look, we had a point taken away from us there. So, look, it's football, is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you must be absolutely delighted with the point. It was a really tough game, particularly in the first half, and the fact that you responded after going a goal down, and it could have been a few. Yeah, definitely. Look, I think with the team they put out, you could see they started really sharp, really quick. They had some really, really good players on show. Took us a little while to get going, to adapt to their system, but you know, once we found out their weaknesses, getting the ball down the sides of them, realised that their wingers weren't really tracking back. You know, we managed to get the goal from exploiting that, and you know, lucky enough, I felt like last 20 minutes it was probably there for us where we could have actually gone on and maybe nicked it. But look, it's a good point, and you know, we've been solid since the start of the year, so we need to keep that going. These lads, of course, want to chip in. They know all about Derby Day and how much this means. Go on,
no, just for me in the game. How was it for yourself? Paqueta coming off and Souček coming on, just the complete different roles that they play, and yourself adjusting your game. How did you find that? Yeah, it was obviously Lucas was. I think his shoulder popped out, to be fair. So he was. He was in agony, and then obviously I played with Thomas for so long, so that adaptation was really easy. But you know what you're going to get with me and Tom. You know, we're going to work our socks off and be really solid and be hard to play through. And I thought we'd done really well. You know, like I said, when Chelsea, they tried to create so many overloads, you know, in between us, as we had a 2 in there. They had like a 4 at times. Yeah. So, you know, it's really tough to overcome that. But like I said, it was a positive point. Yeah, for sure, mate. I've just got one more. Felix. Felix drifting in those little pockets. I mean, he was a talent. He was the one that stood out for me for today, for those guys. I mean, do you always have to be checking your shoulder? Or are you constantly thinking about where he is, as well as those midfielders that are in your vicinity? Yeah, you know what? I've played, you know, a lot of midfielders, number 10s, and I think the first 15-20 minutes today, I was, as a player, you know, a top player, and the way he worked from side to side to get on the ball and find space, he's an unbelievable player. And I noticed that straight away within the first 10-15 minutes. You have to be really on your game with players like him.
We was talking about, obviously, I thought Mason didn't start today, but playing against your mate, when he comes on, was there a little bit of banter shown?
Now, you know what, it's weird. Every time we've played against each other, we don't really talk.
I know, we don't talk. Do you have eye contact?
No, we don't really talk. It's a weird one, obviously, because, you know, it's our jobs at the end of the day. We're both fighting for 3 points, so we'll speak after. When you're playing against your pal, though, right? Listen, I've played against Doves a lot. I've played against City a lot. And those guys rattle me. Like, I haven't got it in me to smash the life out of them. I haven't got that in me, but have you? Would you know, like, are you taking it out? If the ball was there to be won, obviously, I'd go for it, 100%. But it's weird. I've played against him 6-7 times now, and obviously, we've not really spoke ever between or during the game of any of them games. So, yeah, it's an awkward one, obviously, but no, it's always good to play against your friend. No, I was chatting to some of the mascots before the game, and they were all fighting over you. How do they decide who gets you then? The one with the biggest muscles, I suppose. The one with no black eyes.
Just barging, I'm going with him.
No, the mascot I actually brought out today. I actually invited him here. He got in touch with me. He has I saw that. He has leg splints, and I'm on his leg splints. And we got in touch a couple of months back and organised for him to be mascot today. So I'm going to bring him out on the pitch in a minute and have some fun with him. But it's really tough. You know, when you can do things like that for mascots, it's you know, it's really special.
So community, he's a community man.
He is.
That's what we both at West Ham. That's what we do.
We know that. We know that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about kind of turning a corner. A point is so important when you are where you are at the, you know, towards the bottom of the table. You had the win against Everton. You got the draw against Newcastle. The draw again today. Does it feel like you kind of go on some kind of run now? Yeah, I hope so. Look. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of looking down at the table and seeing where we are. As a player, it's horrible, you know, because you don't want to be down there. You're constantly worrying about other people's results, constantly knowing you have to go out there and win. The pressure's obviously on when you're down there. But I think there's been since we played Brentford in the Cup, you know, since then we've been really strong. So, you know, we need to keep that going now. Obviously, Spurs next, then Forest. Yeah. So Spurs, how are we approaching that? Are we going for it? Are we being cagey? What do you think? No, I think we have to go for it. I think they're a team that sits in, obviously play unbelievable counter-attacking football, but you know, we've got enough to hurt them. And I think, you know, we can go there. You know, we've won before, had some good results there before. So look, we're not scared of Spurs, so we'll go there and give it everything. Brilliant. Deck, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And give your fans a wave. They're shouting at you up there.
There's loads. There's loads.
Thanks ever so much. Cheers. Cheers.
See you later.
And now that he's away from us, we can analyse his performance, because, I mean, he had a really good performance here today, and it's always a tough game, isn't it, in a London derby?
London derby, very, very tough, yes. Declan Rice, always consistent, though. For me, always consistent. A little bit of talk today about, is he a world-class player? For sure.
Yeah, Graham Souness's comments were quite, I think, unusual, I suppose, just because we haven't heard that take before.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Graham's talking about
Different types of players.
Is he scoring goals? Is he creating goals? He's got one out of the 3 talents: scoring goals, creating goals, or stopping.
He's a CDM, though.
He is the best in the game currently in the Premier League at that position. I believe so, yeah. Casemiro's up there as well.
Look at when Enzo came into the league and his first comments were, I've been watching players like Declan Rice. That shows you, at his position, he's one of the best in the league.
And you can be a world-class player just having, or focusing your game on defence. I mean, N'Golo Kante, he would be one of my number one picks ever to be in how he breaks the game up, how he gives it simple. If he was in that Chelsea side now, they would be 6 places higher than they are, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
So you're not going to tell me that he's not world class?
He's not world class. You got your Didier Deschamps. Okay, you're a water carrier. Listen, Declan's got more than that, by the way. His feet going forward and what he can do with the ball. We still haven't seen that. But for me, he's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Look, he's come on leaps and bounds. He knows how to lead the team. Now, this is his first year of probably leading the team on his own without Mark Noble around, so he's still learning on the job. And look, for him to be so young and be able to still do that and have all that pressure mounted on his shoulders, it's phenomenal, and you can only see him getting better from it.
But you wonder whether he will end up staying here. I mean, all the chat, of course, we joked about Mason Mount. The chat was him going to Chelsea. I mean, it seems not very likely, having seen the way that Chelsea has spent loads of money. And also, if you're at a team like West Ham, and, you know, would you want to go to a team like Chelsea at the moment? He wants to be fighting, playing Champions League football. Can you see him here at the end of the season?
He's been here a long, long time. And does he want to stay here? Listen, he loves West Ham.
Yeah, clearly.
Does he want to stay here? Is he going to? He's had his mentor, Mark Noble, has been here for years. He's looked up to him. Does he follow his footsteps? You know, or is he after a pound note? I don't think he's that sort of kid. He just wants to play football.
One-man team is so rare now, though, isn't it?
It is very rare. But listen, if you love a club,
one-team man, I should say.
Listen, everything has to happen in the right time. If there's a club with the right amount of money that are going to smash some crazy records, because he's going to cost a lot of money. If it's at the right time, the club accept the offer, it may happen. But everything has to fit. And it's not just down to the window's open, you're off. It doesn't work like that. So there's a lot that can happen. I hope he stays. I absolutely love him to bits.
To get a deal done, there's so many variables and things that have to happen to get to that point. It will depend on who's coming in, if it's the right amount of money, does the deal suit Declan? And look, we can speculate about his career all we want, but he's a West Ham player and he's committed to the West Ham cause. You can see today there's no short of commitment. So you know that what you're going to get from Declan Rice is going to be very consistent in his performances, and he's never going to look elsewhere and get his head turned. He's always going to focus on the job at hand, and that's why you've got to commend him.
It's good to see those characters. You don't see that many players in the Premier League like that, for sure.